I don't know. I mean, if you've been online over the last week, you have undoubtedly seen all of the set pictures. If you go to our promo, we are linking to several different fan sites who are displaying the pictures. Any Hunger Games fan site that you visit will have the pictures available as well. But there are a lot. I think pretty much every actor was captured in at least one photograph, with the exception of the actors who weren't in Atlanta at the time, like Elizabeth Banks and Liam Hemsworth and Lenny Kravitz. None of them were there, I don't believe anyway. But and Donald Sutherland, I don't think we saw a picture of him. But yeah, so maybe we should just go down the line and we can each say like sort of what the big things that we noticed were, like any questions that we have now. Adam, why don't we start with ourselves since we are the hosts? Was there anything about the pictures that surprised you or made you excited?
I was definitely excited, no question. I think probably the most exciting thing for me is I could already imagine in my head Jennifer, Josh, seeing the two of them there. And honestly, even Finnick, that was, interesting to see Sam Claflin there, looking a little bit more Finnick-like maybe than he had before to some people. But for me, just as a personal joy, I really liked seeing Philip Seymour Hoffman and these other tributes there because they're just injecting a new blood and life into the series that I need to fill the void of Kato and Clove and Glimmer. They're just I feel that absence, and I'm excited to have this new crop satisfy that need. So just seeing them there, it truly made me feel like, wow, we're in Catching Fire. The Hunger Games is past. I don't know if you had that feeling, but and they were just also great pictures. It all looked amazing. I don't know if this was planned, if Lionsgate really wanted all these pictures released, but at least I think we could all agree, whether that was in the cards or not, they're doing the pictures that did get released. They make things look pretty good, I think. So I feel confident and happy about the picture based on what I've seen.
That was such a nice response, Adam.
Well, I had to make up for my math criticism. It has to be nice somewhere, right?
For me, I'll tell you guys the two things that I was most excited about. Or actually, there were three. One, I think that for me, the biggest thing I took away from these pictures was confidence in Sam Claflin's ability to portray Finnick, because, we know that he's an incredible actor, but, I and so many other people were on the fence just because, his usual appearance isn't necessarily very Finnick-like, but now seeing him with his hair dyed bronze, with a nice spray tan, and you can really see his muscles. I personally am starting to see him as Finnick, so that was awesome. When I saw Lynn Cohen, I totally freaked out. I almost started crying when I saw her picture. Mags is like my favorite character in Catching Fire. I love her. I don't think she gets nearly enough attention. Mags is like just awesome, and I'm really, 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 really looking forward to seeing Mags in the movie. I will probably I'm scared about what might happen to me when she dies. So, but I was really happy to see Lynn Cohen. She looks exactly like Mags, and then I was also excited to see Jeffrey Wright walking around. A, because I think he's amazing, and B, he was reading Mockingjay, which is really cool. I like that he's sort of looking ahead into BT's future. Theresa, how about you? What were your big sort of takeaways from these pictures?
Well, first I was at work when the first batch came out, and I couldn't see them on my phone. They wouldn't come up on my phone. So Shiloh was very sweet and sent a lot of the Celebus picture emails so I could see them. And I'm like, I looked at a few of them, and I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, the first one I opened, they were a Josh, but then when I got to the Sam ones, I was like, serious. I was walking, looking at it, and I stopped. I literally just stopped and looked at it. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, because it just, I hadn't been able to picture, like before with this hair color and different things. And then the next thing I know, we were talking in a chat type thing, and somebody said, Ariana had something about him being shirtless. I'm like, okay, give me the number of that picture because I haven't seen it yet. And I literally, my jaw dropped because I was like, I guess I just wasn't expecting it. So I was really excited to see that and I was really happy to see the reaction from a lot of the fans and who were responding and saying that, if they weren't completely convinced yet, they could see it a lot more. And it seemed to be more of a turning of the tide to the point where people were at least more accepting and willing to see what came next out of it instead of he's not my Finnick. There's still those detractors, but it's good to see a turn into the turn, which was similar to what we had from Jennifer when she was first cast, and then when the first images came out of her as Katniss. But I was also really excited to see, like you said, with Jeffrey Wright and Mockingjay and Philip Seymour Hoffman and Catching Fire. And, to see them walking around physically with the books, it was so awesome. But I think that I was really excited to see Jenna Malone because I didn't know what they were going to do with her as far as her hair and her style and stuff. So I really like the look they've got kind of sporting for her. And then right now I'm like, and Meta Golding, that girl, her smile, if they put teeth on her, oh my God, just her look, she's perfect. The way she's smiling in those pictures and kind of laughing, it's like, oh my gosh, she is Nina Varga. It's like, so anyway, I've said a lot, so I'll shut up. But
yeah,
it's just really exciting to see these pictures.
Yeah, I agree with you about Meta Golding. I'm also just constantly amazed at how beautiful she is. And someone on Twitter mentioned really liking her hair in the pictures, and I agree. I really liked the style she had going on. So, Theresa, you mentioned Jenna Malone's hair. For everyone who's listening, and obviously the panel, we've seen her hair. Are we thinking that they are going to cut it short? Because right now it looks like it might be shoulder length or a little bit longer. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to get cut short? Anyone? Because in a recent picture, she was wearing a hair turban, and I think we were wondering if maybe she had gotten her hair cut.
I thought there was a picture taken of her, she was walking around set and behind the scenes that stuff with the trademark robe. I want one of those robes. And her hair was up in a knot, and then there was another picture probably taken a couple of hours later, and she had bangs, and her hair looked shorter.
Yeah, you're right.
But you said that there's a picture floating around with her wearing a head covering? I haven't seen that one.
She's wearing a turban. She has her hair wrapped in a towel or something.
I have a theory about that. I bet that she went in, she came to set with her hair as she would normally do it. And then they cut it, and then probably the director saw her with it and said, do something else. So that is, because the picture was taken, and they know that it's all over the internet now, so probably something else was done to her hair, so they're saying, hide your hair because the paparazzi are taking pictures of it, and we don't want people to know. That's my theory. Moving on.
Someone on Twitter said that her hair doesn't get short until Mockingjay, but I'm fairly certain that in Catching Fire, she's described as having short, spiky hair.
Yes, she is.
Right?
Yeah, she is.
I'll admit I'll be a little irritated if they don't make it short. Even if it's chin length, I kind of want it shorter. And Jenna Malone has cut her hair for several different roles in the past. She can rock a short haircut. So it would be a little weird to me if they didn't take it that short, but I'm sure they have their reasons. It does look like they dyed it black though, unless that was what it was like before she came. And I guess that's the big problem. We don't know exactly what was going on when these pictures were taken. Were they filming? Were they going to and from fittings? Were they taking publicity photos, like the pictures that we'll end up seeing in Entertainment Weekly and other publications? We don't exactly know, like, at what stage or what was happening. So it's really difficult to sort of speculate on stuff like that. But I guess we'll find out eventually. Let's see. Let's go to Jenn, since these photos have been, like, all over Tumblr. What has the sort of general Tumblr reaction been? Because they can be pretty critical there.
Well, I think my favorite part was how everyone was so apprehensive about Sam taking on Finnick, but then the moment that his photos surfaced online, they were all over him and just practically begging him to present them a sugar cube for one day. Like, literally, my dash on Tumblr did not stop moving with all these puns about fishnets and sugar cubes and, you know, just wanting to jump Sam's bones. And, like, I have to say, he looks exactly, it's like Lionsgate just went into my imagination and tore out the Finnick that I had in my head, because Sam looks exactly the way I pictured him. And the same goes for Lynn Cohen as Mags. Like, my heart already started breaking when I looked at her, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I think it's good, but it will be a little bad later. But, yeah, I agree. Do you feel really content with the hair color they went with for Sam?
Oh, definitely. Like, it's that right amount of copper gingeriness that just, like he's Finnick. There's no doubt about it in my mind, just looking at those photos, that he is Finnick.
Yeah, I was personally very happy with the hair color. I don't know why that was bothering me so much. I think because so many people seem to think that Finnick is blonde or, you know, a redhead. So I was very excited that they actually, you know, they achieved that bronze shade. And it's funny because I saw a few people complaining and saying that his hair looked too much like Edward Cullen's hair. But, you know, you guys, remember Cullen also has bronze hair, so it's going to look a little similar. Okay, let's see. Who have we not heard from? Natalie, we haven't heard from you. Do you feel more excited for Catching Fire now that you've seen these pictures?
Definitely, yeah. No, I wrote them up on Crushable a few days ago when they came out, and I was really excited. I was really impressed with just how quickly a lot of people, like you were saying, got into character. Like, when I saw Mags, I was like, damn. And of course, Finnick, that was really exciting. I don't know, it was just, I mean, I still have my worries about, like, Jenna Malone's hair. I'm not quite convinced on what they're going to do with that. I'm looking through the photos now to kind of remind myself. I don't know if someone already mentioned, but I was intrigued by the uniform they all seem to be wearing, some sort of, like, training kind of uniform, and I was curious, like, a lot of them were wearing, like, black spandexy with, like, gold and white on it, and yeah. I was curious, like you said, if it's for publicity shots or what. And I feel like also I noticed Josh Hutcherson, very buff. Like, I read the quotes where he said, you know, he's training and PETA needs to be bigger in this movie, but, again, it's one of those things where, you know, I feel like I follow a lot of these actors, photos of them pretty often for work, and it seems like from 1 week to the next, like, Josh got a lot buffer, and, you know, suddenly Lynn Cohen's got the Mags hair, and that was just really exciting to kind of jump right in and see a lot of them, not just the actors on the set, but, like, the characters on the set.
I completely agree, and you do raise a really great point regarding their outfits. So many people have been speculating about those costumes. Are they training outfits? Are they the arena outfits? You know, what are they? Because, you know, they will be filming the arena scenes in Hawaii, but maybe, you know, they're doing publicity shots in Atlanta. Maybe they're doing, you know, other shots involving those same outfits in Atlanta. We have no way of knowing, so we can only speculate at this point, which is kind of, you know, maddening, I guess.
I have to say it because I brought it up before and then nobody really reacted to it, but this is odd, but Sam Claflin's chest hair. It has to be addressed.
I'm sorry. It has to be addressed.
What do you
like
think about it?
I'm glad they've kept it.
Yes.
I know some people are going to object to him having chest hair because I don't know why, because they have a problem with body hair. But, yeah, it's there. I'm glad it's there.
Well, I've seen a few people complaining about it on Tumblr, and I just don't get it. I mean, he's a man.
I don't get it. He's supposed to be 24, 25 years old. He's got chest hair. Deal with it. He's from District 4. He's not from the Capitol. He's not going to, like, remove all of his body hair. So,
yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you just said.
I'm glad they're keeping it too. I'll just say that. I don't think I'm as invested in this as you are, Rebekah. in the same class in the chest hair department.
I haven't seen anyone talking about it, and I just figured most of the people who would be discussing it would be more on the negative side. Like,
yeah, the only people that I've seen say anything about it were saying that they didn't like it. But like you said, he's 24. Most grown dudes have chest hair, so, and he's, like you said, he's not from the Capitol. I don't think Finnick would be the type to wax it all off. So, hooray for chest hair. Sam Claflin, if you're listening, we like your chest hair.
I'm going to put that on a T-shirt. I'm going to put that on a T-shirt now. Yay for chest hair.
You need to make that one of your highlights, too.
Yay! Yes, yay for chest hair. Great, and then we can all wear the shirts to the premiere and make Sam Claflin sign them. That would be. See, we're completely normal. This is a totally normal.
Awesome.
It would be. I'm just cracking up some of these tweets about chest hair.
This is so funny that we talked. All I can think about now when you said chest hair, and especially with, again, Crystal being the Game of Thrones fan that she is, I just can't help thinking about Renly Baratheon in some capacity here in relation to that. Okay.
I don't object. I don't object to chest hair either, but I do object to man sweaters.
It doesn't look like Austin Powers. Or Robin Williams took a Fisher King.
Yeah. I love that you just said man sweater. That is such an awesome expression. But you know what? If you're listening and you have a man sweater, it's okay. It's just Crystal's personal preference. She does not like her men to have man sweaters. So I don't want anyone who is listening with a man sweater to feel in any way discriminated against.